big military in studio today to have an episode of this show. To my left, I'm joined by my brother from a different mother, Joseph Jones. Oh boy. Good night, Joe.
Yes, sir. Good night. Viewers.
Joe, in the opening, we got a couple of topics to talk about. Base results, 199. I guess you watched it.
I watched it.
It was a phenomenal race. I'm in terms of G Car now. I think that's one of the best I say in the elite races.
Yeah, very good.
It's one of the best I think I say in the elite races. It's been dynamic.
Yeah, nice race. Very good
Nice
race.
So I enjoyed it. That was 199. So I'm going to one more week, two until I did Thursday, I did Saturday, Sunday. Not sure. We have some little more CFB issues to deal with, or other bedroom Bissett and Calvin. And I discussed about that.
Yeah, last week we called for him, but
Yeah.
but that done. It's present, so let's.
This weekend brings up the National Road Championship individual time trial. This Sunday, in a two book circuit.
You think?
Huh?
You think?
Was that the schedule? I don't know. I don't think shit about that. The NBA Finals, they're playing 2 games to go. OKC in the lead, so I said, let's go. Your coach messed up, I don't tell him.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind. He's not
Yeah.
getting twisted, but
Yeah, so I'll leave it to the UDP crisis. The 7 and tell them. So, without further ado, we'll go through the guns race before we said come in. We're going through the guns.
you know I start it. When we miss out for big up for Rocky, I know I start with him.
Oh, okay, yeah. We had forget last week to mention the same time the D-boy them will go off in the
Tulsa.
Tulsa Tough within three thirds of 3 stage. Rocky Matos was in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, riding the a Masters tour with the
Using the Belize flag.
yeah. Rocky was 3rd and 2nd stage, and I think overall he was 2nd.
Yeah.
So he was really, he was the 50 plus.
Yeah, but you need to also say that over 12 country.
Road
Yeah, over
Okay.
12 country.
took
So-
part.
Took part, yeah. So Europe stands out. So big up the Ghost Rider, aka the Ghost Rider, boy.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Who was supposed to be gone? I think Mike began it too.
I believe Mike was on that trip,
yeah.
and also the guy Burns. I think Burns
Who was this one?
Burns was on that trip.
Okay.
But that mean like he represent well now.
Yeah.
Like
He have 50 plus. He have 50 plus. Believe they are good. 50 plus. 40 plus and 50 plus. Internationally, believe they are good. A good core.
cause I mean like an international race. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That's
so
like,
he
it's like
go-
the Triple C.
Yeah.
We got this from our good career
Yeah.
provider. That's a nice race. So you've been there before.
Yeah.
Triple C, nice. Triple C, nice.
Win the medal.
Yes, sir.
Second.
So that was
Respect to
results-
Roque.
Respect to Roque and the M&M team doing great performance internationally. So the guns 199 was an open race, open AB, so open to the east and AB as well. When the dust was clear, who was first? Joe.
Boy, the fast cat, boy. That was a exciting race. I watched that entire race before I leave to church service, but that race was an exciting race. Palace, I
That's
think.
great. Nice race, nice
Yeah,
race. Well, one of the best, I believe, in
Yeah.
elite races, guns,
yeah.
in 190 races, one of the best.
I believe, in fairness to the two top riders, I believe Chav and Jivin.
Travel something.
Trav get flat, but that Chav me put no Chav me they on top I think.
Well, Travel driving here, they can try now, but I still think that they don't get back. You go back the
They come back this time after that.
you can't come back fine.
They come out for a flight.
You know, flight for jet lag, I know.
Yeah, jet lag and
So
they
we haven't seen the best of them as yet. It's coming up, okay?
Yeah. So let me so with Chav and Jivin, they enter the race, and it give the competition, but now when I cyclists they know that I believe that then guys they just come off my plane and cool us, so then they still gonna ride the next day after a long race. So the guys kind of tired, but I don't make excuse to them for us. But that's my view that I believe.
Well, I look at it. I think the peloton rule against them as well, which was good. So they got a good record. Then I was come on. Normally they run over easy. They call together. Man. Different teams chasing when trying to run. It was great.
It was a nice race. What happened is
healthy competition.
What happened is when driving look wrong for the assassin. They don't take out the assassin, so driving have to try battle it by itself. But Pope and the entire peloton is doing a good job. Send an next man, boy. And found no way. But you don't forget the fast cat, boy. Still got a speed. And he worked perfect in a favor, pal.
Because Javen was forced to chase one after after his teammate, young guy.
The guy right there.
The man, the recent guy, man. Jalen. After Jalen couldn't chase no more, Javen had to just. And I think Javen rode smart as well. He never jump out and then he just kept that big guy correct then. Yeah. But when you keep that big also, you use more energy than that one. But you have to stay on the pace for keep that person there when they chase and when you catch the next one go by. So.
What happened in the race then by they send out then by actually
yes, someone Papa
they send out a man assassin pull it back in, right? And assassin pull it back in and by launch and next man and then assassin done after that, you see? And then fast cat then catch them fast cat that you need to big up Heno. Like Heno bring back that field. Heno, I understand, bring back that field and when you look catch that field right after Almond hitting that era between like 8 miles era and then so everybody come back to, well not everybody but a good crowd come together, no?
Yeah. So when it just was Joe, Brandon Catus was first from One Rebel.
Salute!
Second was Byron Pope from Mala, DJ Alliance. Third was Jaron Gonzalez from G-Flow. Fourth was Phil Blessed from SPD. And one of the top 5 was Heno. Heno still come fifth?
Yeah, Heno was there.
I figure he didn't rock, I figure he not pretty good.
No, Heno made out.
Oh, Heno jump, what you say?
Heno made out to me.
Heno jump up, man. When that sprint started abandon and then that come up abandon there. But it's like Heno had to chase.
I know if Heno made out there too, man. If I stand to be corrected, I believe. And Ryder made out there.
They were chasing Ryder?
Then by they send out a Ryder.
Until Mala?
Yeah, then send out. Nobody coming up in top 5.
Oh.
When it does settle.
Who is that?
Anthony Mala.
Serious? They go 2-5?
2-5, yeah.
Pope, second?
Pope, yeah. Yeah, Pope come second?
Yes.
Yeah, Pope in the sprint. I think Jivin started.
Yeah, he started a bit far too.
Started.
A bit far too.
I don't know if far, but that's
far. That was far.
When I started, then I catch the rider when we out that front. They have a rider.
When they sprint, they don't catch nobody, man. No, it's not sprint, no. They don't catch nobody when they sprint. Usually, somebody do that when they sprint, they run alone.
A rider with that front part.
But before the sprint,
make me fun.
Before the sprint. Well, I said I got talk about the sprint. I said the sprint. The sprint.
So who the rider?
I don't know, but I thought when the sprint started, the sprint, nobody that front. Can you are saying that the sprint run no more or rider? The sprint run no rider. That was the sprint.
I want to correct where I think rider was at front, pal.
Before. So in a category, Brandon W. Actually, yeah. Brandon was first A, second B, and third B, Heno. Then in the B category, first place was Beverly Young. Second was Red Bull name, I don't forget Red Bull name. Pratt. And then third place was Beta Acosta.
Yeah.
Was third place of B. And then juniors, Keaton Wright was first, and second, and who is the bike was second by Papa Lolin?
Yeah.
And it is good. I thought keep them very so good negative faces.
Yeah.
But man, that's one kind of guys, man, you talk about you need for improve your
level
right in a tuna. It's about the part in a tuna. You got point to in a tuna like the wagon song. Like everybody wagon song. So the car wagon song they go so where they lead. They also ask when you ride when you meet a crowd wagon so you're technically too. You want to got the bullseye one.
Yeah.
But Kideta is in very good condition and but since you are racers ride and they make man go on and he have chase and thing.
Yeah, my ride good.
He's talented.
The youth side.
And then Hubert Dancer, I forget, was the first 50 plus. Hubert, but that year.
Why about Darius,
Well,
brother of mine, online was, well, a nice race, but
I think that the best I say, elite races.
Nice race. But like I said, enough respect to the two elite riders, but they still show up. And I know they know.
No, but they
best.
They show up. They call the race right great too that they push a race.
What you average?
I don't know the average, but I like it. It's going to give me another lead people give me for the time.
But that would big up Brandon, but Brandon out of the whole.
But Brandon could ride in a short race, because Brandon in a great condition. So in a short race, Brandon could himself.
But what I say with that 199, and Brandon was not an race when he was United. So he won't pay win 199.
Brandon was win.
You just win like two.
Brandon was win like 8 trick Brandon.
You don't win on in an elite time, the 1 million.
Yes, man, I want to.
You know, beat the elite time too?
Yes, man.
I remember I was win, but I don't know if that
was. What time Brandon said no? Brandon lead no, because I win on 1-5 win.
Yeah.
But Brandon was winning like that.
It'll be good. You know what'll be good? Since Guns wrap it off at 200, get whole 200 list and see who win the most. That would be good. Guns, that would be nice to do, Guns.
I think Brandon will win that already.
Win the most? Why about Popin and win like two? Well, they can't win the most because they know it was the on a certain time and invite them.
Yeah, they just came right there. When that
would be in a bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be in a bracket. Although mine, boy.
One left.
200. Yeah, but we are said to you, Mr. Guns, come up, man. You might care do every week, because like I mentioned last week, he who feels it knows it. So I'm not just on I don't believe that sometimes I'm just on the argument. You got a lot beyond that, no? So enough respect to Mr. Guns, 199. Although my man say kick, say kick, can I uncle with the man say
yeah, I think we're
say kick.
Now we're my birthday.
Keyword.
Mr. my uncle birthday. So when go here say who want to do it and I control. All right. Besides here you want to call in and make it start this. Besides go call in and make it go through and quick. I don't want this long with this CFB thing. I don't know what I think that they prolong the CFB thing. CFB thing is not big to me. That's not big issue. Actually, Glenn Flowers wished me happy Father's Day Sunday man, and then the day after I didn't call him. I sent him a voice note explaining my situation with respect to the CFB. And when I say CFB, my CFB, and cash expression on Glenn Flowers. Because to me, Glenn Flowers, CFB, the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary,
federation
are three committee members.
Self-explanatory. Cycling Federation, I believe.
Yeah, so you can
more than one
personal comments.
Well, I think last week it was very straightforward.
But so people put it too, like, get personal. Maybe they feel the same way too.
Let me get personal, but that's right now.
But that's what people think sometimes.
But there was nothing personal that was said. Yeah, it was very straightforward.
But you have people my thing, I'll the place.
But interpretation
was bad.
That's different thing.
Good night, Steve.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
I'll put a speaker right back. You may have heard me. I said, I had sent my voice note to the president of the federation, explaining my point to him that actually you already, I said it to you as well. You and Joe, you're on the chat. basically, my thing wasn't knocking the Glen Flowers.
Yeah, they repeat that straightforward. I don't think.
No, well, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, go ahead.
So I wasn't targeting Glen Flowers. I was targeting CFB when I spoke.
Yeah.
To in that regard. So last week we missed you. But we made that last week, but we said two scenarios. I mean, said that the CFB now, the CFB, the Nationals coming up on the 29th. They will race to me them a sacred race, and so I didn't personally think that the CFB should have used that as a test race for pick riders for the national team going forward to October in the Caribbean Championship. That was one of my
So let me comment
my
on
issue.
it one at a time.
Okay, good night again, guys and listeners. First thing I want to say before I get into it is I apologize for last week. I've been having some health issues and I got caught up in one of them.
Okay.
To call, so I apologize for that. But I'm here tonight. And
Okay.
the couple of things, like you said, one thing I'm really proud of you for you too, because it seems that people are taking your opinion and spinning it in their own way, So I'm very proud of you to reach out to Mr. Glenn to let him know you're on that recommendation and to extend offerings for him if he has any back and forth to come on the show.
Yes.
Or to send in
Someone.
his opinions. So that I'm really proud of him for doing that. But to address the two things, the first thing with the federation, let's address the federation first. There's a lot of people that don't realize that people are calling it a conflict of interest with Mr. Glenn being the president and he's also the owner of the key flow team now.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that we have to look at is there is no conflict of interest because our constitution of the CFB does not state anything that says you cannot be a member, a owner, or a manager of a team and be on the executive. So therefore, there cannot be a conflict of interest that's stated.
Make a cut in for that. Technically or legally, you can say it's a conflict, but you can have a conflict and it's not illegal.
Right.
So that was my thing. He may still be conflicted, but it's not illegal. So if it's not illegal, then you're the way to tell that.
Correct. And that's the thing. You can say, yeah, there's a moral conflict.
Moral, yes, sir.
Legally, there's no conflict.
There's none. Yeah.
Because the states are county.
Yes.
And this is where I always have issues with the members of the federation. Because I keep telling them, year to year, we only have one meeting, right? And usually it is either to just register for the new season or every 4 years to vote for a new executive, right? But we, as the members of the federation, riders, just service personnel, just members of the federation, we don't look at our own system and come up with ideas and things. Because then in our constitution there's a way, if we feel like what is going on is a conflict and we want to change it and not have that happen again, there's a process that we must follow to amend our constitution to put it in there that will happen again.
Yes.
You understand? And I'm not just talking about being a owner of a team and being a there could be
Anything. There are several things you can look at.
right. And then now the thing with the national, right? There's a couple of things that I think that you might
Yep.
The federation has to take some thinking because like in the government, when they put out a race calendar, especially like we know cross country, we know the distance. Nationals, we know the dates, we know what we want to do. We should put out that from early. And that whatever is still is the course, that is the course we're going to ride. Unless something happened with a flood and road get washed out or something.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think when the calendar came out in January, the course was on that calendar for the national. Am I correct?
Not that course, to my knowledge, not that. If I'm right, I think they were using the one that they did last year, which came.
Silvergrass.
Silvergrass.
Okay, good. So I'm just saying that course we got now was the course that was on the calendar.
So there was a course on the calendar then?
Yeah, we got it in one for the contribute. See what I mean? The course last year.
So that was on the calendar for January?
Yeah.
Right. And my thing is this, right? So the federation has to take a little so that they change the rules and then they notify to like a month or whatever prior.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of tough. Right?
But the distance changed too?
Say that again, Joe, sorry.
The distance also changed after I say a course over 100 miles and change the distance to 70?
Correct. And this is what I'm saying. That the federation needs to, there's means and ways to change the course and change the distance. But the reason for, most reasons would be for safety issue or something like that, so, right? But for us, to now set up course of a new course with 1 month to go, which is, I mean, is wrong to me. They should have given more notice, but they did. And then now that people start to whine, like
A lot of people whine.
we have people whining that the course was hard and blah blah blah. And then we try to shorten the course.
That's what we're trying to do.
Because that is a bad vibe. Right? My thing that I always say is once a race is voted and distance given and so on, once it's put out there, we should change it.
Let it go down, man.
And if a rider doesn't like the course, the rider has to realize he has the right to not riding the routes. There's no, we don't have no mandatory racing.
Yes, sir.
Right?
If you like it to ride, if you don't like it to not ride.
That's it. If you don't like the course, you don't ride it. And we have to understand that because you have certain riders that are, we just want to call it by what it is. You have certain riders that are better climbers. You have certain riders that are foot sprinters. You have certain riders that are all-arounders. And you have courses that suit the climbers. You have some that suit the sprinters. So, we have to realize that.
Yeah.
And you choose what you want to do as a rider.
Yep.
And then when it comes to know the Caribbean Championships, right? We have to realize that the only reason that we know the course for the Caribbean Championship is because the Caribbean Championships this year is being held in Leeds.
Yep.
And Leeds have to notify Capacity and UCI. Then we have to send in 3 courses. And then we send the 3 courses that we said, okay, this is the courses, and then Capacity chose which course, right? It wasn't Belize that picked the course that is not the course.
Yes.
And the only reason we know the course is because we are holding it. Because like last year, when we won, and we have to remember that we won the Caribbean Championship, and we are defending champions of Caribbean. We didn't know the course, we went there to ride the course, right? But we are now privileged because
The host.
we are we can't link up course ahead of the course, right? Because we are owning the games.
Well, miss, they did tell last year that the course are pancake course, so you can know that it may flat.
Well, they will tell you that, but we never know the course. And if you go back and talk to the people that when they ended up changing that course within the last couple of weeks or a week or two before they ran the course, before the race, they changed it, the actual course of which chose it.
Okay.
And that is why you use 3 courses, right? Because in the event of something, let's say, look at us right now, we're into hurricane season. And we pray and we know that we don't have any hurricane. But let's say a hurricane comes and for some reason, whatever course we are using gets flooded out or the road get washed out or whatever, you have to have another one. And that is where we are. So that is, these are the things that we have to do. And then the other thing that I would say is this, right? I know the word is that they will pick the nationals will be used to pick the members of the
national
team that will represent us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a question that I would like to ask the Federation and get a full answer. They have not exactly said, I know that is the word passing on there and that will be used. But I don't think that it will be the only race that is used to pick the guys.
I think so.
I think
they're not using the Miguel race to be said.
to be honest with you, I do not know. I have not heard.
It's like using Miguel.
What is Miguel race?
Miguel race go the 7th of September. We have Miguel family, big family.
Miguel.
Then you got race for Cayo, Beck, everything.
Alright.
And then the thing that, and this is something that my personal opinion, like the federation needs to kind of be a little more forthcoming with saying, listen, whatever we're going to do, forthcoming and telling us what they're using to pick the team. Because to me, there's nothing wrong if the federation come on and say, we'll use Joe Blow from Kokomo, who we coach, and he picked the riders to go to the games. Right? If that is what they're doing, just tell us. We cannot, we voted you in.
But we said they come out and release say, what Cuban coach are going to assist with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, no, I think, and this is something else. My understanding is that the Cuban coach is coming, but he's not coming. I think he's coming next month or something, but he's not coming for the Caribbean Championship.
Is it?
He's coming as, I think he's coming through the committee. I think Palace might remember what year it was when they had a Cuban coach here, and he worked a lot with Santino's team.
Oh, yes.
I think it's a similar thing is happening. He will come, and he is not the national coach, but he is to help with development and cycling throughout the country. So he's supposed to work from Corazon in the week.
For everybody.
Visit. Visit.
Yes.
Alright, so I listen attentively and you explain basically what I agreed upon last week, that if you don't have it in the bylaws, then it is fine. Alright? And then you explain the same thing where I say that I don't find it that the best way if it choose the national team in a race where I come the 29th. But my question that I want to ask you, where was not fully answered last week, right? It was kind of up in the air. That was the reason why when we invite an ex-president to come and clear up the air a little bit, Unfortunately, he said maybe next week he can be here if depending on workload. Ex-president. So what that a description and job of the Cycling Federation? Because that was something I made the ball out for last week. Palace did kind of give an idea, but then it kind of iffy. And just you have any
Well,
knowledge
I,
of it?
actually, I asked a question. I kind of don't know what people tell me. When I hear everything what people say, that none of for a race of people, none of for the
So-
my question was, what is the role of the CFB then?
Well, basically, you don't need to answer it because we already. But if you want, you can answer it. You have a knowledge, but we have an ex-president who may can answer it. So also, you may depend. Yeah, unfortunately.
This may have an idea, so this help out a bit.
I can give you my knowledge of what the Cycling Federation responsibilities are. And you have to realize this that I don't know who be the ex-president that you will have to meet, and whoever it is, I know he will be talking from his experience as the president. And we have to realize that every time we elect a new executive, a new president, there's new things that they put in or take out or whatever.
Yeah.
So they will be talking of their experience.
Yes,
So
sir.
we can't say what
There's not one set thing they said that each president, each federation will do.
But this go back to my point. The first time you invite me here is that you need to standard the whole body need to standardize everything.
The role.
Everything need to be standardized.
And this is where we always have this issue that we always talk about, that when an executive takes over, like I said earlier tonight, it is not just the executive that change rules and make adjustments to the constitution. And there's a process of it being done, which includes the full member, because you're not only cyclists and member of the Cycling Federation.
Managers,
Servicemen.
managers, owners.
Servicemen.
You are all kind of people that are members of the federation. So that is what we have to look at. And so the main thing is that my knowledge of what I believe from what the federal job is, the CFB is the ruling organization for cycling in the country. And that's why I always insist that these clubs and promoters of races, they should fall under the cycling federation.
Could you stick up in?
Sure.
You're saying, just for the viewers, their job description is to be the what ruling?
It's not their job.
Yeah, they are.
If you go and you read
They are.
what is the federation, they are
And body cycling
the
activities
official body of cycling.
in Belize. Yeah. That's correct.
So
That's correct.
what should happen is then all these clubs should come under the federation.
That's they said
So just let's go slow so the viewers could understand, and maybe we just go by only there and stay there, because then if you go too much, you have to choke, at least you have to choke me. So you said they are.
Okay, let me show you this. Let me
They
show
are.
you this, right? And this is what I'm saying to you. The Cycling Federation, the official body, is just like how in basketball, you have the basketball, I think.
Basketball Federation.
The basketball federation.
Yep.
I think it is.
Football Federation, I believe. FFB.
Each
Each
federation.
federation. Volleyball, then
Yes, yes.
body. This is correct.
Right. So like when any team from that organization goes out, then that other body has to act to be the one to release them up. They're not like me and Palace go right internationally, but we don't go as Belize.
Yeah, we have to believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us to ride in a Belize,
We are getting
we
information.
have to get authority from the federation.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Right? So that is the thing that we think. That's why I'm saying to everybody that if we have all these clubs and all these organizers coming under the federation, then he will basically be run under all the same rules and regulations for the races. So we won't have this thing where alas the B rider, the weekend riders, but the B rider, the one
Yeah.
over 60 rider, over 50 rider, whatever. You will have everybody, so it will standardize. So, understand? So these are the things that we keep trying to do.
What is stop it from happening?
If you look back and if you look at it like this, right? Perhaps will be the first one to remember this. The weekend warriors started off as a club, and it was a club of weekend warriors when it first started was a club of guys that just were exercising, riding for health. And they started doing good community stuff. They would have family days, and then they try and they really put money together for like people that had a house burned down or they help with books for kids to go to school.
That's what stop.
That is how that weekend warrior started. But at that time, the Cyclist Federation used to have a bigger amount of riders.
Yeah.
And the Cyclist Federation had categories. They used to have 3, 4, 4, 5, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, right back.
Yeah.
And then somebody got into the weekend warriors club, and they start bringing cyclists from the federation into that club.
Yeah.
And then finally, what they did, they took basically that club ended up taking away the so-called 3, 4 riders. And then put all of those riders to go to that.
So stick up
And
it.
then yes.
So yeah, we get the different understand. So the club riders should be under the federation as 3-4 riders. That's what it's saying too, roughly.
That's in those days
That's what it
used to be, but now federations don't run.
But
Well, some places still run categories.
category races.
What happens is believers have enough riders to run
Yeah.
5 categories.
But we said we make a couple category 4 races under this under the federation.
Yes,
Until the verification of that. They
Yes,
say
the
club,
federation.
okay, so basically they explain it correctly now. They say club riders does beat 3-4 and the race in the federation.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And when the federation stop that, that's why it come to the club.
So you say you tell me on fault the federation because I didn't stop it.
Well, I'm not sure about fault, but I'm telling you the reason why they came.
No, the federation stopped the 3-4. The federation allowed the club to kind of take over the 3-4s, right?
I think I may say maybe to burden something, maybe say that, I'm sure.
Say that again, please, sir.
Maybe they to burden some for the federation and they may glad the club to take it over.
Well, to an extent, but what also happened is we have to be honest, right? That first we don't have a couple of riders from Chico gone over to the club. The club wanted with the letting like the whole of Chico.
Yeah, you want to.
And then you get some people get in and they start to people and then they just start to take all kind of people.
Alright, so if you don't make it drawn out in a nutshell, you're saying that the federation, they need to standardize and try to put all these clubs back under the federation. That makes sense.
But okay,
Then
I can say that differently. If the federation make more 3-4 races, then the club wouldn't have gotten this thing. Amen.
Yeah, but then
Because they would have race for them, but because there's no race for them, they went to the club.
and then it mess it up because why I say mess it up is that not everybody got caught to be a cyclist, and so you got some youngsters where riders don't know. Where if the national federation and be 3-4 and they could step up if they ride under the federation. But I look on it that
Well,
way.
they say you also have the next part with Joe said you got some riders where are 3-4 riders who literally couldn't compete with the other 3-4 and the riders. And then they not following the club and not club.
I know good.
That is why.
The club welcome them, they said the club hug them.
Everything shall go back under the federation.
We have to look at it from two spots. The one, the federation side, one of the problems with the federation is when I mean, I'm older than Palace, right? But in my day and Palace days, the cycling federation, there was no club, there was just cycling federation. And the cycling federation had a way bigger field that they have now.
Yeah, by far.
And what we have to look at is why we had a bigger field then, where the population was small, than we have now, where the population is bigger.
The club will come
Right.
under the federation.
So that is the first thing. So that's why I keep saying if we put all these clubs and things under the federation and we come to an understanding and run all the races with a standardized system where we don't have this quarreling and fighting and fussing with my past ride 50 cross country and I don't ride north so I can race against me today higher than me or what. Because what has happened, and I don't know where, but what has happened is we as believers, and I'm speaking for all, we as believers have lost our drive to work hard and it's hard. Like all of a sudden, we are looking for the easiest way.
Well, the club Gaza?
There's no easy way. Inside
The club Gaza?
Yeah.
And the club Gaza, visit.
I agree.
Visit. That
Yes,
the
sir.
that the club Gaza, because if what you are saying and you give the history, but no the clubs they get far bigger than the federation. So if the whole body that come to agreement and go back under the federation, it enhance back everything
Nobody federation will not have races
for the club.
for riders.
Yeah. But rather be
But we said also of late the federation, I think the last 3-4 races, the federation they step in to give 40, 50, 60 bus prize. Actually the national this year, first time I got 40, 50, 60 bus prize.
but it only makes sense because the club the old you know.
No. Let's look at it in this way, right? And this is where we have to watch how we're saying certain things, right? The federation, like we said, they used to go by categories. We don't have enough things to run categories because otherwise you don't have a cat 3 race with 5 riders, you don't have a cat 4-5 race with 25 riders, right? We don't have that big of a population. That's why we say if all clubs and things come under the federation and we all run under, we are going to use, this is my opinion, right? We run the age category, right? So we have a race and we run the age category. When you run in the age category by age, you can run this week we'll have 25-mile race the age 5 and above, or you go open race, or you go, so you could do a lot of things and still get where we are developing everyone. Because like for example, let's look at our female division, right? Females, we used to have a bigger amount of females
Yeah.
with less population than we have now.
Yeah.
And why? We have more interest in people trying to spend time and money and sponsorship and everything else in there now than, but yet we still have a small population. And one of my things is because what happens is the female races, all of the races are geared more to the elite riders, and we have longer distances. So, like somebody that's just coming in, they don't want to go ride 70 miles. So we start to look at ways to build the thing. So maybe we have 30-mile races or 20-mile races. Because now the females, if you look at it, and we're talking just looking at it statistically, most of the female races are longer than 30 miles. Meanwhile, the so-called open races or elite races, most of our races are shorter than 30 miles. Because most of the elite races do that John Smith, guns, Mr. Guns, or weekend warriors thing, you understand?
Yeah.
So this is why I say if we come to one understanding, we can develop the process much better. But to get back to where we started, what is the
role?
responsibility of the federation? Like I said, the federation is the governing body of cycling elites. So it is the federation responsibility to sit with all clubs and promoters and races and bring them together and say, this is how we are planning to perform. We're going to Algiers. My opinion is going to be a free-age thing, right? Because we don't have enough to have the category, right? And so on. And then we develop it like that. But also, we must realize that the Cycling Federation is the one, like I said, it's their responsibility to govern cycling elites. It's their responsibility to have a development program and so on. They do through races, but it's not the federation's responsibility for all the races. There's a lot of that's where you have promoters and organizers. Like you have, look at this. If you look at 1st of January, that is not a federation. That is a referee.
DJ.
The
tour.
That is.
You don't have two races on the side for the
Last time we said only 2 races. The federation really look after the cross country and nationals. Across country, we said across country. He don't really look for cross country because the sponsorship comes from people as well.
Right. Remember around cross country time we had that big discussion that maybe we should sell the federation should sell cross country as a
Yes, sir.
run it as a league.
Yes.
And that is what I'm saying. And this is where the federation comes, right? It's just like, and it's not only cycling. FIFA not run the Premier League. The same thing with the basketball.
Basketball, yeah. You're even talking about
the
tournament. Yeah.
Right? And it's the same thing. And but the football Premier League or whatever it's called, they have to go under the rules and regulations
of federation.
Of FIFA or field.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same thing. So and this is where we are. And this is what I'm saying, that we need to address these things. And these things are not only for the executive to address, it is
For the entire membership.
and then like I said, when it comes to national team, like I said, to me the federation should come out and say this is how we want to pick this national team to go to where like right now what we know about is the Caribbean Championship. We should know who will be the coach of that team and what is and
How we are choosing the riders? Yeah. We don't tend to focus. They said that team does get picked last minute. They said and they don't speak for maybe 2 races and stuff. So that issue where we got a quarrel with it as well.
So Vincent, so what you're saying is at the end of the day, that the same thing where we keep saying that there's a lot of things that need to be changed and set up and have it standardized, because what they're saying is that these things are not fully in place, and you always have argument, you always have big question mark.
But they said I was saying last week as well that the cyclists have a role to play as well. They said.
And
because in my time, the federation association not run things by their own.
So
they have run things where we said no man, we are meet like every month. They said I clear cut for before cross country when you gonna eat Olympics. Then the billion said we have 4-time trial, 8 road race. The time trial will be from here to here the distance, and the road race will be in the hills.
So
but you don't tell me say so we don't know for prepare ourselves, because if you have an Olympics now, 4 riders wine, they tell you what part of the race are right, so we don't know, so we don't prepare. So but I'm saying is that we, federation in the beliefs tend for me too much they said everything look like under wraps. I don't know why. Like everything look like under wraps. So they said I got a big problem is so somebody get catch with drugs and somebody is convicted and they serve time, and sometimes we have to know that person is serving time. They said for that name was church. That should, after that rider is found guilty and appeal like that, the federation will tell you that Joe or Palace get catch with drugs and serve on 2 years sentence, but for that we also why would you have the man get? We don't know.
But one of the things I mentioned last week before the show closed is that, and we go back to there's that question, because you don't have a lot of how to say, you don't have things in place, a lot of things that are questioned up in the air. Like what Palace is saying is that right now I think the federation, the cyclists amongst themselves should have a president.
Yeah. International bodies, they said I have that internationally. They have a president of the cyclists.
But Belize don't have none.
Because cyclists not they come to the federation and tell the federation every year they inquire like every year cyclists inquire about certain things but refuse to go to the federation and tell the federation, look, this is what we want for this coming year. So October season goes, the president of the cyclists, the cycling body in there, go in there and tell the federation.
So that's why I said
the cyclists ask for test races. The cyclists want to find it at least 90 days before we travel, blah blah blah. And
so I bring it up last week. So could they have a president, or you have to go under the bylaws? They could just decide to have a.
But you go under the bylaws, the cyclists could demand from them and say we need
something. So the question is that I asked it, why they don't have a president amongst themselves? You understand? Could that?
Like I've been saying to the cyclists, they need, because the federation have a lot of
if they have president.
on their plate. So they can't have every cyclist only complain and they have
Exactly.
So I keep telling them what they need is, if you want to call him a president, I know why sometimes when you put it to
NBA having to be said, football having to be said.
Right, so what we need is a liaison. One voice.
Chairman.
So one voice, and usually we call them a liaison.
Yeah.
Somebody that talks to the federation. And
Yes,
when
sir.
the federation has their executive thing, he is inviting it
Yes, sir.
to come and sit with them, right?
Yep.
So you can use the word president or liaison. Cyclistic, riders, but it's like I said, and it's not only the riders, it is all members, because all members, and this is why I keep saying that the members of the federation need to take a bigger step, because it's like I've been singing forever. Look at this. We have what was the last register the federation?
Cross country. Yes, for that last week.
Have you seen the official commissariat report on
I don't see.
No, it's not me.
I'll find they don't come out.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I haven't seen anything, and that is what I keep telling people. These are the things that we have to start to hold people accountable for. That is their responsibility and their job. That they need the right right up there on the phone. And alternative where the report is coming, there's a time frame for that report to be presented, and then that is sent out to everybody. So like, and I like, oh, farmers get fined, other farmers don't get fined. Everybody knows to get fined. And for what? It's just like what I say, if you get tested and they find you, even if once you get tested, your results is supposed to be notified whether you're positive or negative. You understand? So they need to notify that we did testing and the results are X, Y, and Z got negative.
Everybody was clear, or one rider was positive.
And that is the thing that we have to start to make sure we are calling on the people to do their job.
But that is Cyclist responsibility though, to me.
Yes,
Like Cyclist have a press federation.
I mean, because
But they might put the pressure.
We have to put the pressure on the federation.
Yes, sir.
And when we say the federation, we're not talking about who's executive now. With every federation, every person that runs and becomes executive, it's their responsibility.
Because Bissett, one I think Bissett, they like say that no one will pay them, but my point today that no one will put gun for neither for put on cell phone. So if you now want the post, on no one will put the gun for, so for not take the post on off being at the seat, and I was making mention, a couple guys called me after the thing last week and said, Palas, they have to realize that you are the media. And so if the media sees something wrong, the media will speak on it. If the media sees something good, the media will talk about it. But apparently, what that believes, when you try to chastise people in authority, they take it like you try to bring them down. You know? Like you're not for telling nothing. In other words, you're not for telling nothing then. As you tell you something, they bring up that in the one trump card. We don't get paid for the services that we are providing. It's a free. But nobody put gun power for when election on the reason, or put on a hand power, or put on a name on a ballot on a run. So once you put on a name on a ballot on a win, that's why I see it. On the open for the media, for chastise or no, and put it up and check.
But Palas, how many years me and you have been done? And both of us have said that we know that we will put our names on ballots. The answer that we will be voted in. However, we have never put our names on ballots. Why? Because we know that both of us have families and businesses that take quite a bit of our time. And we know that we don't have enough time to do what we have to do.
Yeah, that's me.
Like we said, if you put your name on that ballot, it is your responsibility to do the job.
Yeah.
And to do it to the best of your ability.
Bissett,
And it comes with criticism and praise. It doesn't only come with praise.
Of course.
With good criticism.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it seems like a lot need to be desired. Huh?
say that again.
It seems like a lot need to be desired for the whole body. A lot of things need to be written and make it into bylaws. And
I was telling the federation.
Well, Joe, I'll be honest with you. I don't think, we say, but it's not that hard because a lot of these, the constitution is there, the rules and stuff are there. The problem is that people that are members and people that are on the executive, both of them, both of us, because we are both of us have not taken the time to make sure that we follow the rules and the constitution. Like we said, the constitution is what governs us, but we can change the constitution. Then in there, they tell you how to change your constitution.
Yeah.
And if we want to make changes, it's up to us to do it.
It has been changed, they said before. Addendum has been added to the constitution.
Yes, we changed it from a 2-year electoral thing to a 4-year electoral.
Of course. Did we change the addendum was saying that you can bring 2 foreign riders for our local team and now you're calling none? It changed.
Right.
You put in addendum to the constitution. You put addendum.
Yes, and this is what people following it. And this is the point that we have to follow the things through and follow our system. So it's not like it's that we have to start from scratch. The wheel is there.
I just say apply. It's something I just say apply.
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 I think not the federation that was said, but I'm telling you that personally, this came down me. I thought not having a race specific for cross country the 19th of April to the 29th of June. I just think that was excessive. I just think the federation. One or 2 weeks should be put in preparation something for the national. I just think everybody does the train. Said you and I elite riders does the train for cross country who are riding national. Everybody does the train now.
But listen, let me put something, right? I do agree that some more races should have been thrown. However, let's look at this. There's a calendar this year, and the calendar never happened.
Yes, shall not race Father's Day.
The Father's Day.
Yeah, the Father's Day may help, is it?
Right, but let's also look at this. If we go back 2 years, 2 years ago, 9 or 2 years, go back to last year. There was no race drawn between the last
cross country and nationals?
None. There was none. Only weekend morals had the race. And this is why I'm saying to you that we have to have a system that. And you see, people have to realize, right, that if we run a good system with all these clubs and all these promoters and so on, and we run a good system with the weather that we have, we can have racing the whole year. And people are saying, well, that's not too much risk. It might be too much if you want to race every single race. But a good rider,
plan a race.
Yeah.
He will plan his race to peak at certain time.
And
he will skip certain race.
Yeah.
And this is what we have to look. You know, today
So,
I was looking at something. And I started in 1 year, Eddie Burns won 194 races. And I said to myself, oh, he won 194 races in 1 year.
I got for 2 weeks.
Right? And I said, man, you think they ballot race daily, sometimes they race 3 to 4 times a week.
Yes, sir.
But it's up to the rider.
So we say,
And not like somebody said, I got 164 races on the calendar, you throw your rider 164. You want to ride, that's why I said, this thing with the national, it is up to the rider. If he doesn't think
well, we done that last week.
he doesn't come to the race.
I saw that last week.
And stuff like that, we have to start to realize. Right?
So what you're saying,
Say that again, Joe.
what you're saying is that they have in the federation, they have bylaws set up, and all the federation needs to do that start have certain things standardized. Because you are saying it's already set in the bylaws, but then just need to standardize certain things.
There is a set of bylaws, there's a constitution, and so on. And so it's not like we're starting from.
Yeah, so they need to standardize it. Like say if
We just need to go and review it and just what we want.
and make it be a standard.
Things that we want and the good things. And that is not only done by the federation. That has to be done because the federation read it and say, oh well, we don't want this no more, so we'll that up. They're not like that.
But if you're not a cycling
It's
president,
that
you help
process.
it.
You have to have a vote and certain things to change. You need so much percent. There's just like the constitution of
It is. You need two-thirds majority.
Yeah.
there's the same side of things.
For the
Not like
when you have percentage.
if you get elected, you could say, from now on I elected and I had a president till I did.
Rest of my life.
You can do that. There's certain things. So this is what I'm saying. We just need to utilize what we have and make the necessary amendments to what we want.
the committee members they said are selected, right?
Right. The job of the membership is not for the 4 people that we elect.
Yeah.
It's the membership. It's a job of the membership.
Well, you said a lot, Vincent, so we hope that helped.
Yeah, Vincent, you have been much help. But we can across that. I tell you, I picked up on my phone, Vincent, and we are here 51 minutes.
Hit 51?
Oh my goodness. And you know that
Yeah, well, they said winded. He went up.
Well said, Vincent. It is well said.
Thanks, Benjamin, for everything.
you're welcome. I love the show. I mean, and you guys are doing a good job. It's an electric show, but it's not like we're trying to pick on anybody.
No, we didn't find nobody.
And before I go, I have to give kudos to the winners of the race, Brandon Padu.
Yeah.
Big race, Brandon.
Nice.
Glad to see him in a row. Who else we had?
Try to get my Eric Morales to that. Because you know, abandoned boy, and so just tell him boy title because if you know what you're saying, they are very abandoned for the national. I make Brandon's warm up thing again.
Then like when I tell me to do that, tell Joe and stop dream. So tell try again, stop dream.
I say to like to stop dream.
Stop
You want to tell it?
I have a dream.
So you want to tell him?
Stop dream. Fast cut up a boy that, but no, you can't dream.
I heard you say this, but I can't reinforce this, right? I want to say congratulations to both Derek and Gentlemen for how they performed.
Yes. Phenomenal.
Really performed.
3 stages they won. Impressive.
And I must say this, that we cannot, and I think you said it earlier, and I want to congratulate you for saying that. We can't, there's no gifts inside you. So, I don't want to go back and say that, why they keep Brandon.
No.
With that, no, that.
You want
Go ahead.
And so, and then I also want to also congratulate all the people that are consistently contribute to cycling and so on.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that after the nationals, they really start working on stuff for the Caribbean Championship. I have an idea. I put those and I hope that somebody here they pick up. I know the route we are saying it's 3 laps, right? People?
Yeah, 30 miles a lap, 90 miles.
Established.
Alright, so 3 laps. So I'm thinking that there is, we want to bring up the issue of belief because that event is a showcase for belief, not only for cycling, but for belief in the country of belief.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do, what I hope
BTV.
sponsors and the business community is around the federation is bringing like let's say through the transfer, there's a lot of open spaces where we can cut down the grass nice and put some big tent down there and so that we can bring families out and they have maybe some drinks and beers or whatever they serve and they look at the e-books, with catering and so on, so that people can come out, spend the day, right? Show our support for riders and for the whole
We have to promote that.
and see the race.
Because we said the race are close. Lingo, so we can bring on people.
Promote, you have a promoted though.
Yeah, put 1 or 2 in Lincoln, put 1 or 2 somewhere in the
Boom road, yeah.
right? And I know there's a lot of space. I even would volunteer by the gas station, and my gas station, we have like a couple of acres of land that is right there. I can get somebody to cut it down and they put out what they think that maybe
Nice.
they put barbecue and put that.
Promotion. I need to promote.
Something to make it complementary to promote beliefs, to promote cycling. We need to start with things like that.
Yeah.
So I hope they thanks for your allowing me to be on this.
Thanks, President. Thanks. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
And thanks to Caleb. I know he really.
Yeah, you know he the man control business, but you pay there, right? He the man conquer the east. You know he go.
Sounds my body. Yeah, Bizet, I'm in the call out for you last week, so you're really say I'm out full.
I also want to make a special request to Mr. God. I mean, I've never written on Mr. God's readings, but I know from Mr. God that I know he's a good guy. For $3.99 he's done a wheel of stuff. I'm very proud of it.
That is correct.
Yep. Yep.
I hope he will change his
You will hope that he reconsider.
I hope he will for free or whatever.
Yeah.
Regardless, I want to say congratulations to him.
Definitely kudos to Mr. Gunn.
As we return to
Yep.
because they do a lot.
In Cyclist, yeah. Everybody playing a role, they said.
Yeah, everybody plays a role in it.
Well,
And, like you said earlier, for us, a key thing is, as member, and people have to realize that, like you said, you are the media.
Yep.
The media is not there just to praise. Their job is to ask the questions, the tough ones,
Yeah.
and the easy ones.
Yeah.
And they praise when they need, when praise
Yes.
are due. And they criticize when criticism is necessary.
Definitely.
So,
I'm expecting the federation may have come business and say we are come on the show because we're talk a lot of fool we are pushing this point. Okay? The federation will come up and go say that where they say that 20% true and 8% false, so we are going to carry it.
but Bizet say I'm out full, and he said most of the thing when I say that if I'm a cyclist, why am I do? And that standard way with cyclists, they could decide to ride or not to ride.
That's
So
it.
Bizet said that no, there's no law that state or anything that not to ride.
Yeah.
And I said that last week, and that now standard practiced by any cyclists.
And everybody in our race they said that when we say suit then, why would you ride when our race going to suit you?
So he never was it.
I hope that cyclists start to realize that, I will talk for myself here, that the nationals, it's not a money race, but if you really sit back and look at it, you should really look at being, it's an honor to know that you earned that national championship, regardless of the distance, regardless of how many riders came home, whatever. You rode what was the designated distance and you earned that trip.
Me have been national champ.
I was lucky.
This national time champ and
Championship.
Okay.
And I was getting even though
Masters. This is one time champ and I wouldn't do this. We are both national champions.
Yeah, you won more than one, and you earned yours.
Yes, sir.
The only I had a hurricane in Lisa.
Yeah.
My awards you say, but that I was lucky enough for my national jersey, and I have it free.
And see right now, what's up?
They said.
She started off showing me that.
It's gonna back ball up. If you put the back door inside, don't worry.
Nice talking to you, Bizet. I'm in the ball out for you last week.
Nice, it was nice.
Yeah, you bring a lot of clarity and pointers.
With that, I will close and say thank you all again for having me.
Respect, brother.
Bless.
Yeah, man.
Alright, good.
The good Lord blessing us. Thank my wife and my daughter for always taking care of stuff. So it was a pleasure, guys.
Thank
The
this.
next week, we will have we will know exactly who is the time trial champion.
Corridor
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I think
Corridor man.
Well, I think yeah, with
Respect.
the time, yeah, with the time, I can be saying music with the time trial.
Well, my understanding that is Corey is supposed to come in, I think sometime, like today is on Tuesday, I think Thursday or something like that. I hope
Just
that
simple.
they have
It's
him
my God next week. It's not a real base.
Justin and Mr. Kaliman and them. have
Well,
the same
Justin,
conversation.
I was told about the road race, so maybe Justin I'll put the next week.
Respect to them, by the way.
I know Justin, I know Justin was, and I think Corey was also with the Beyond.
No, nobody said Corey was not only Legion. Justin came fifth in the. What the race again? You said?
Skyscraper Classic.
Yeah, Skyscraper Classic.
Respect. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I be said, I
Yes,
think
sir.
thanks
Yes,
again.
man.
Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good night.
Good
All
night.
right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Bye.
Alright, so that we said 1 hour 3 minutes, boy. Yeah, we said.
Boy,
I waited, though. We said, we said my boy from behavior, though.
It take care. It's a lot. Maybe the
Yeah.
viewers may drop asleep, but
Yeah, so
if you have clarity,
yeah.
get back to viewers.
We get the code. That basically the federation, maybe the beat up federation, no. I'll still federation.
Then I'll go back to
This is how I think you all should be doing, and basically. But the cyclists, I think I get into federation right now. Cyclists.
Yeah, well,
Their
basically,
responsibility for ensure that the federation does what they want them to do.
Yeah.
What are I complaining for? Why Parliament, the federation not a fool, man? Why Parliament?
because you need to have a president, the cyclist,
man. How?
the cyclist,
In a big field
president,
group.
yeah.
They got the president.
Yeah. What happened is each team sent a representative, but I think it's bigger than that.
Yeah, big on
You need a president to represent the entire body of the cyclists,
Yes, sir.
And so they go direct the traffic how they want, when they want, and put pressure upon the federation.
Definitely.
You see? But I like what Bizet said. I make some statement last week and I stick by my statement. And my opinion and comments.
Hey, Brandon said, tell him take the opinion come out. Basket.
So,
But basket was alright for 40 plus, but I got 40 plus, 50 plus, 6 plus. Basket no way I'm big boy, so.
Yeah.
Basket la kaya.
Respect, Brandon. That make you feel good.
Brandon not to win national, Brandon national jump too.
Yeah.
Brandon national jump.
Well, you could put on the 35, the over, the
Yeah, 40 plus. It's good 40 plus.
just masters, you know,
Masters, 40
yeah.
plus.
You know, got 35 over.
No, 35 man is big distance.
Well, it's Brandon correct?
Brandon 70 though. Brandon
So,
40 plus.
who are masters right now, Bob?
Bob like Bob. I think Liam Bob and I ride a big one.
Yeah.
The older guys are riding
Yeah.
40, 50.
Yeah.
Kenny Rook and I ride 50 plus. So 40, 50 and 60.
Yeah, but that'll come.
This one, Katan Megan Jersey.
Just local with international.
Yeah,
UCI.
they make already say.
Huh?
They make already say. Don't about think about it. They're not really standing name as a 40, 50.
Yeah, but right, the big one, man. But,
Everybody want that.
huh?
You know, want that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't get it wrong here too. The same with the telling. That's I don't know why I was going to police.
yeah.
Quickly, to make a finish up.
Yeah, well.
NBA Finals. The coach messed up Indiana coach.
Yeah.
When they buy in, TJ McConnell.
Yeah.
Why he may hack.
Yeah.
And they take out him and put in the one that don't training calf. He better arrest you for try to get him for game 6.
Game 6. When are game 6?
Thursday. Halliburton.
Tomorrow.
He hurt the calf or something. And
Why they come in? They right in a race.
McConnell begin to dream. McConnell, no, Halliburton. Halliburton's go for mine.
But, and guy, listen, you they say they should put McConnell
Left hand
at the game.
He had.
But for me, when I watch the game, that determined the game.
Look at me here.
2 back-to-back turnover by an Indiana player.
Halliburton, big, who made it turn
No,
out?
it was not Halliburton.
Yes.
It was that guy with a platinum no Indiana player.
Two, I think that Halliburton
Back
made
to
it
back, that guy make a turnover.
But Halliburton made one next one and top for that too. Let's see TJ, my boy.
Get that player for me, game. The guy will make back-to-back turn and the game was right back to Indiana.
But we call skin on.
If you are them hard, or the boy best,
Yeah.
the boy best in 20. Them hard now, what the boy the best?
That one anyway.
Yeah, see best name.
That was determine that game.
Yeah, that boy I'm doing.
But he make
C best, we best.
So.
But Indiana, he got BFT. He got first name from the best, but they got one name. He made some turnover too, but Halliburton made what couple one right long the show.
no. Well, yeah, we know.
But if Halliburton is hurt a calf injury, you don't look at it, you now make his game out. And TJ they go off. You want rest of me, man, I say what?
Yes, we correct.
He done the miss. Huh? Nesmith, that was So, you are, okay, it look like I'm going to lose this, but I want to need Halliburton for game 6, because we're back home.
Yeah.
Then everything for lifting somebody will warm or we're hot, and rest Halliburton for the rest of the game.
Yes.
No conduct for him muscle, for
You're
him cow,
fully-
so game 6 you got him.
You're fully correct.
Okay.
I'm more wiser, can they do that? But I'm saying to you, when I look on the game live, Indiana bring the game down to within rating, like when they compete,
3 points.
and then we bring it to down 3. And beside what you say, where the factor, they have the young man from the bench with McConnell. TJ, he don't affect the point guards. He should have in for that player. Why he kill him get a player? There's a player that make back-to-back turnover.
Well, if you got plus, then it will be killing them.
Next week
Next week got plus, and next one.
The next one, man.
Them are doing it. Them are not
That make them hard.
20.
And so I'm not ruling out what you're saying, but I'm saying to you, to me, the factor the game was right there.
They took out TJ were warm for putting Halliburton were hurt. That's my point. Don't like they take over somebody and put Connell was replaced by Halliburton.
No, but listen what I'm saying to you. Is yes, you're correct that you know a better fit. But what I'm saying, they could have still left Halliburton on the court, but the guy will make the the guy will make the back-to-back turnover.
So them are double?
McConnell should come in for him. He make back-to-back. I could show you could go watch the replay of the game. He make back-to-back turnover and the game open up.
Do the same thing on the court, so it will make sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
When they roll.
Well, distributors.
But when they call them play the
Point guard.
point guard, what's that thing?
Yeah.
So I just think right there.
No, but you got more than one point guard, but then if then two of them do the same thing, it make no sense.
Yeah.
They will slide one to a shooting guard, but
Yeah, but my boy, I have seen my boy for next
So
year.
where's son say correctly?
So I personally, you right in that I prefer
Yeah.
like OKC cement the league to me because
Yeah.
none of the team guys I'm told who beat because none of the team are beat the two. Indiana can't go and beat home and beat the ball OKC.
Yeah.
That I can say. I didn't have
Let
the
me
man.
say
But
this.
people come back for 3-2 for definitely 3-2 and win. That people go for 3-2 and lose. I mean don't 3-2 and win.
But let me say this up.
Not equal. No, hold on. OKC team play.
Fellas, make me say this.
40 points from Williams. Get it up. 40 points he score. Sick.
Okay, see, I don't say. I say it long time, I not change. I'd read it in Indiana.
But
Always-
exactly, that's what I'm telling
I'd read it in Indiana, but I always say, for a long time, I can't change that OKC,
you.
that a better team. Man.
Yeah.
If you go by statistics and the basketball gods, they always show that the team who got the best NBA records normally win over 70%.
What's that?
About 77%. The team with the best record.
Golden State.
But I should have read it.
it.
Yeah, I should have read it in Indiana. But they are hard, right? You're hard.
I think OKC will finish them too. I think that they might finish through. Because they're not taking no chance
But
for Indiana.
I'll tell you this before we close
Indiana
that
go
thing.
home and
You know what the weakest NBA
He
fan
take
now?
them. Indiana play OKC so good game home. The OKC.
Yeah.
Indiana play OKC so good game at
Yeah.
OKC.
Correct.
OKC can't sleep as they beat big game 6 and we go back home and win.
Yeah.
Don't beat that one too.
Correct, yeah.
So,
game
yeah, be
7,
careful.
They can't allow game 7. But this is one of the weakest NBA final, no?
Yeah, I have Vegas
Ratings gone
low.
Ratings
Because there are two teams that win no championship and they don't know top.
Big city.
No big city basketball.
But David Stern before he passed away, that he created the whole league to make it have parity and we always set the bylaws and everything. So I find out the smart cities and
I remember in a basketball in here, players representative.
Yeah, players
So it could be to cyclist representative.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
I think it'll be.
You need to set it up.
Well, I think it's done Thursday, Sunday, next week when you come Tuesday. It's not done. They have done to guy Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah.
To get so we go back and get the champion.
Yeah.
Oh, then they get a jump over there with the 2K them. He's in the next NBA record. Alexander. He said he's the only man in NBA if I start, we get fall in a jump ball. They fall in a jump ball. He got a feature like in a jump ball to do enough in a joke.
Referee and
Yeah, but they balance that the referee favor him in a feature. In a lot of feature, boy. Football, first player. We know what we fall in our jump ball.
yeah.
This is set a record on the player. And in Cousin Joe, also I touched it big, I think, but the UDP tried a convention and also argument that one to one.
IPC, National.
I know. I mean, the government of the day, they go reap havoc for Joe, and the first person I blame will be the opposition. But we from before election, Joe, we have opposition. We haven't come together as yet.
2020.
Then they call
Well,
while who want be leader, who want this, and right now I mean say don't after election I say well they done. They don't lose, they don't get embarrassed, so many get 5 votes, 10 votes, 15 votes, I still get embarrassed, we are going together, they are coming together and move. Then still they argue.
Well,
Right to Saturday election, we got one.
sure.
But unity. The unity convention to bring me back, unite way.
But may I tell you all of my
But I think
view,
I-
pa? May I tell you all of my view? Is that in a life and so, as a spiritual man, I believe you always respect authority, right? I have to respect leadership, abide by laws, alright? You talk about the cyclists, they have a bylaws when they govern by, right? The party have a bylaws when they govern by, alright? And the court set up certain things and explain where it be, right? So in a nutshell, why they say is that sometimes you don't need to put yourself out there and carry on yourself more. You see? So to me, the amount of people I see out there, so to me, like they lose their respect to
A lot of
good
embarrassment,
beliefs
man,
and-
because of man, I think.
yeah, they
Man,
lose
because
their,
of woman, I think.
they lose their
And
integrity.
you made a point about full authority.
Yeah.
The court make made another. Tracy convention me bad.
Yeah.
Shine, turn out Tracy and crowd me bad. So we going back where Tracy me wrong. Tracy a leader, I think that done. You're going back to Shine the lead. But Shine then no invite Tracy and the crowd that they convention.
Because
but the court done say that you turn out the most bad, so Tracy is back in as a UDP.
but what I'm
They
saying,
get back
to
to
me,
me,
well,
to me,
that's what I said.
they have fundamental flaws. They
Yeah.
look at they can sit up.
I don't think so.
Fundamental
I believe I listen to the news, right? If I listen to the news after the whole Shigam, the news they say they're meeting and if we bring everything together.
Unity convention is in here.
Yes, but they never gone because what I'm saying is somebody rise up against it instead of just allow them to do for their part when they tell them and do and bring the unity together and then it may
Well,
have
you don't come apparently because
then
Tracy and they were invited. Now he's not about the
yeah, but
so no unity then. But I mean, if our court not get invited.
what I'm saying to you is that after listening to the media and the person speak of what would have happened, it can't happen because they hijack the thing.
Where they hijack. I don't know why hijack.
Well, maybe hijack the wrong word, but they gone out there and start to oppose, and that's what I'm saying. You start to lose, to me, you start to lose credibility, right? Everybody start allying.
Shine said that after the election, that the party leader in the party leader is Hugo Pat. Hugo Pat Collins, Shine, and after that, this thing can go after the chairman winning, Albert August came back to, right guy back to Hugo Pat. Not another concern, tell no go interim party leader. You don't got party leader. So, okay, what?
Like I said,
I think that, so why would Shine tell Hugo Pat after the thing that you are interim leader if your concern don't have it? There's no interim leader in your concern, so don't tell Hugo Pat and no interim leader.
What I'm saying, I'm not sure I don't.
But I'm telling you, there are fundamental flaws. There are some low decision that is made by the party.
I just said it start lose credibility when if
From who? From who? The public?
yeah, for the population you start lose credibility. Cause why you going out there? Just to me, if
No, but
if feeling like
what
let me
they
say
said,
this.
I think they said something in the day.
Yes, but if you're not invited, right?
You just stay home?
I know I can't say stay, can't tell if it's still
Oh,
home.
wow, but
I
just
just say
say
as a Belizean and so I start out by say I respect
Authority.
authority and
Okay.
I respect your bylaws well set up.
Okay, good.
And that my position.
Okay,
That my
good.
position from day one. If we
They
look
got the
at
condition. The condition said they can say no wrongfully.
my as a Belizean, as a spiritual person, I learn to respect authority.
Okay.
I learn to subject to leadership. And if you know that certain things are governed by, right? You have to stay under the governing body what was set up. Right? If you go against that, then you hope to say I don't know where it works, but you go against that, and then it causes a war, and when it causes a war, I didn't anyway, but I don't have to think to the politics it causes a war. But to me, where like I said, the biggest thing I realized is that after they done cause that thing for Ghana Bazaar, and then they did have the NPC. If I listen to it, that may idea where, despite you're not invited, it appears that the person who got the authority for call the shot, may I bring the unity together. If done something like may I give it up. That way something like
Why would you give it up? I don't invite change it.
you have to give it up. You don't have nothing else to do.
Oh,
Give it
you
up.
go change the constitution?
You can't change it.
Huh?
I don't why not change it? Anyway, fact.
Yeah,
That's
see,
not behind my thing.
yeah,
You are, I don't like the fact that like I said, the second is not sure.
You're not more than this is going again.
No man, that to me, in my heart, I believe it done because there's nothing you could do. This done after this, just got one unity and one
And that come up?
unity. Have to man, because the Belizean people are punished with it. We don't have a good opposition in the country.
Oh, I make a 2 months. Make a 1 month Joe. The dream. The dream, okay? This is going to war.
This one going to war. This one done directly.
It's going to war.
They have to done.
Just
Why not get into politics?
last thing, quickly.
I
Iran and Israel at war right now. You're a spiritual man. What the Bible talk about Israel?
balance.
Israel like chosen people of God. No, we don't finish the topic. Because me and you go and study the Bible because I need to show Job between me and you. Benjamin Netanyahu, they don't believe in Jesus.
Let's start. I'll finish up.
We are pulling the scripture next week.
Next week, come on.
We have the scripture definitely.
It's not close out.
Huh?
It's not close.
Yeah, I think give me a last shot, Joe. I'll do it next week.
Respect to all my Belizean brothers, sisters, and all Belizean on the board. I would like to say once again, and salute to my valley, Brandon Catus, fast cat. Very encouraging for him come from behind and win a race. So I I going for that. Respect, Brandon. If God is willing, tomorrow I will celebrate my birthday, fellas.
Stop there,
Yeah, tomorrow I celebrate my birthday, so
respect with
I reach up there, right? So
much blessings.
thanks be to God for giving me X amount of years
For coming.
to celebrate
Yeah.
my birthday. Alright, so tomorrow my birthday. And with that said, I thank my family. I want to big up and shout out love to my two daughters, Maisha and Monifa, and my two sons, Misha and Malik, and love to my wife, Tracy.
3 kids.
And
Yo.
thanks, huh?
3 kids.
4 kids.
Oh, 4 kids.
And thanks for the Joseph family for having me here. With that said, Belize, God love you, bless.
This is that we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, in closing, I say thank Marlon Castillo's Meat Shop, the best cut of meat, and K&L Bike Shop in Port Loyola, the best bike shop with all the high-tech parts and things you need in the bike. So I was coming for a high-tech problem in the bicycle, and I check a that other thing can parts when you can electric bike and a wire the block and things. You don't know getting wire and so. Big up those guys until next week. God is willing. People come out and support the national time trial, New Time trial, and it will boom mode.
What
And then next week round, they go race. I think 9. I'm not going 9. Might be 8 or 9 o'clock. Corey Williams is the current time trial at the World Time Trial champion.
So
My German who win the junior and you think that I remember why. Maybe J percent I'm a junior saying I didn't know. U23 I think Chava win that. I think Cora win the elite, Chava win the U23. Women, well no if Kyle right.
back in.
Back in junior no.
Oh,
Junior. Back in my junior. And the junior boys might be good race. But good time trial too, I would race and be good race. Enright. Cherrington, I'm at Cherrington and I call Darren Liberty, I just forget his name. That can be a nice work between them. They complete a time trial in a good race. So we look forward to that. Next week, God is willing, folks, we'll be back here to do it again once more. With that said, we're out of here. Peace.
Given.